I don't know you
whistle.
can't whistle.
And then the drummer, I could whistle. I just can't. I don't have any pitch.
Okay.
I have no way.
You don't have as much control over it.
No control. And then the drummer and the guitarist was just like, you can't whistle, bro. And they're both just like harmonizing, whistling with each other. It's like I'm the only musician that can't do that shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, man. I'm sorry you can't whistle, dude. Or as good, because you could whistle, but it's probably just.
Wait, give me.
You probably just want to keep it to yourself.
Give me a little tune.
You probably want to just keep it to yourself. I don't want to hear your.
Let me try, please.
Mediocre. Imagine. I don't want to hear fucking. I only listen to professional whistles. I have a Spotify playlist of professional whistles. Anyway, we're rolling now. So
yeah, if I laugh at all your jokes, people are gonna know that I'm not funny.
Come on, man. Welcome, baby.
We're hilarious though. Cheers.
Oh man. Yeah. We've known each other for some time.
Yeah.
And it's always been fun.
If everyone knew what we laughed at about like the things we said and what we laughed at, it'd be bad, bro.
Right. But that's okay, because like we're into comedy, so like definitely if there's a transcript of shit that like we've said, we'd be canceled.
Yeah,
we would be potentially. I don't want to say prison. I don't think it's that serious. I don't think we haven't said there's freedom of speech, so
yeah,
we wouldn't be in prison, but we'd definitely be banned from Twitter.
That's cool.
Like we've made tweets of all our shit.
Yeah, but it has to be taken completely serious and literal. Like we mean everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like shock value humor. It's literally straight like they said this and they mean business.
And this is their beliefs.
This is their belief system. They have a Bible and everything. It's called openness.
That's the plug-in. That's the plug-in to your new book.
No, it's not my book.
No, yeah. You think you could write a book? It takes a lot of focusing.
I think I could write a book, but I don't know. That's a good question. The only thing I would write a book about is I don't think I could write a book.
Yeah, it's tough. I used to write short stories and stuff, and like that was enough, mostly for assignments. But like that's like 15 pages. I can't imagine writing like a novel, 100-something pages. So you have like 3 acts, but it's basically like a script, but it's not because it's so much in depth. Like Sarah turned around and emotionally became depressed as she looked into the eyes of it's like so much deeper description than a script.
I got detention in 3rd grade, and they sent me to Sasha's class. And by the way, Sasha was so gay, and I was 3rd grade in the 90s.
Sasha,
and I still knew he was gay. Like I was like a 3rd grader, and I was like, "You're really gay," and like almost like a hipster, artist hippie, kind of like feminine vibes. Yeah, he's married now to a lady. That's not the point. I'm in his class.
So bisexual.
No. I think I just was judging him by his voice and stuff as a 3rd grader, because
Gotcha. Yeah. You judge things by their cover, basically. First grade to I guess the
senior
end of high
year,
school,
really. Like the senior year, you judge everything by color, and then you go out into the real world, and it's like, oh shit, yeah. People have like depth, but I wrote 10-page paper on like elements and like a forest that like would call to each other, and like it was 10 pages, and I wrote it in like 30 minutes or an hour. I was there for an hour, and I wrote a 10-page like story, and it was building up, bro. And that was just like the beginning of it. Like if I had more time, like I was mad that I was writing. He said, just write whatever, write a story, like super chill, like hippie kind of teacher. And I wonder if I had like a bunch of time, if I could have. That was just the arc of like introducing the characters. I still had like so many plans that I was gonna go after. I still remember it too. Like what it was about, the context and shit like that.
Can I push the mic closer to you?
Of course. Oh, I mumble so much, bro.
Nah, don't even worry about it. It's more so just to make sure people could hear your beautiful voice clearly, and you don't sound like a echo, like God. Like I once wrote a paper.
Oh shit.
I once. Like if you lean back, sound is really weird.
Oh, wait, what's your voice?
I also don't have sound panels yet, so that's why.
Juan, you're doing great.
Thank you. That's how we should talk. Just super high up tunes. So you had a shoot yesterday. You used you took my Sony. You beat me up and grabbed it.
It's true.
55 millimeter Zeiss. How did the shoot go?
55 millimeter Zeiss. We had the ROQ 85, which is so beautiful if you use it right, but it's really
Did you
hard.
snap some?
I tried. I just like I was snapping some for like focus, and I can tell its potential of like the softness and how dreamy some shit could look with that. The only problem is whenever I had the composition, it didn't feel right at all. Like I was just like, fuck, this room's too small for what I want to do. I need to be literally on a crane through this wall. Then I can get the shot I want. But if I did have that crane and there was no wall behind me, that shot would have been so fucking beautiful.
Yeah, it's hard to have a crane inside a living room, right?
Yeah, it's not easy.
Especially those New York apartments, Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's the benefit of being a parkour guy. Because for outside, like running gun shoots, you can get the weirdest angles. And like someone told me that it was more fun watching you taking the photos than like getting my photo taken, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I had to fucking climb shit and be like, I got it. And my foot's on a pole and I'm like leaning out over like a death drop. And I'm just like, got it. I got it.
Nice.
You're good.
That's fire, man.
Yeah.
That's fire. Parkour has so many benefits. Like I've seen videos where people just run away from cops. They're just jumping on shit, like a parking lot. And the cop's like, well, shit, takes a donut out. Well, that's that boy. He gone. That boy, he gone.
You got another pocket donut?
He got another pocket donut. Yeah, no, that's pretty cool, man. Where you can kind of get unique angles due to your extended capabilities as a human.
Yeah, but the shoot itself, it was awesome because we're really good friends. Like she showed me yoga and everything. Like
she introduced you to yoga?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yesterday was a really intense day, bro. Like super intense. I first of all, first day back shooting. Second,
congrats.
And I'm not trying to hype it up for the podcast. It just fucking was. Second, like, I've been drinking a lot, pandemic and shit. I've been like thinking a lot. I moved to Colorado, come back. So like there's a lot of shit that's like weighing on my shoulders. And she showed me all the tools I learned to get out of depression and shit like that. So to be like doing a photo shoot for someone that like introduced me to yoga and mindfulness and everything, I was like fucking like, oh, I'm definitely talking to you after this shit. I need it right now. And like also like having the stress of being like, I look up to you. I don't want to fuck this up. But once we started rolling, it was like fine. We both had the same ideas, and like I added some flair that she was just like, oh, good idea. I'm like, we got the shots we wanted, and it's only 3 shots, so we were pretty confident we can get it.
Nice, yeah. Do the experimentation. How do you how'd you feel just like first time jumping back, directing a model?
Well, I've never really figured that out, so it's the same shit as always. I think it was better because it's her though.
Actually, because the comfortability of it.
Comfortable and not comfortable. Like I want to make sure the first hurdle I need to go over was to let her know that she was in good hands and she trusted me. She made that clear that she did. So that hurdle was clear. Now, second hurdle now is like I don't want to ever say someone is not beautiful. What I mean is like I know what you want to look like, and that's not what you look like yet. And you still look beautiful right here. Like this is fucking beautiful. If you say that to someone, they're like, oh, he's just saying that because he thinks I'm ugly.
Do you call your clients ugly, man?
Oh, dude, I'm just like you look great butts. And once you say butt, that means they're ugly.
Right.
You can't say butt. So she said something really dope. She's like, don't say relax your face because that implies that you're not relaxed. So she says soften. And that's like good yoga teacher advice or like spiritual healer advice. She's not a yoga teacher anymore. And instead of telling someone to relax, someone soften.
Nice. No,
that's good advice. Good. Yeah. So you're a little stiff in the eyebrows, and it's basically like it makes you want to be soft in the face where nothing's tense. Wherever there's tension, just like release it. That doesn't imply you're not relaxing.
Yeah, it's like fun and tricky territory working with a model. Because it's those levels, especially if you're just like meeting with one or first time shooting. It's like you want them to feel comfortable, and a lot of communication is body language. But like first time you're meeting and working with someone, it's extremely verbal. So if you say the wrong thing, it could be taken the wrong way. But then it's also good to be blunt too. Like suck your stomach in a little bit. Like they want to look good. And sometimes it's good to be blunt, but it's like also a comfortability thing too, where you don't want to like make the person feel like less confident over time in the shoot. It should over time feel like it's becoming more of a natural thing. Yeah, that's why usually shoots that I do is like minimum 2 hours because the first hour is figuring things out. It's like the initial convo.
2 hours. That's so funny.
You say maximum?
Yeah. I like to like keep it moving fast, so that if my creative energy starts like depleting after 2 hours, unless I have a shot list, and that's dope. you know, and there's like breaks and it's a long day. But if I don't have a shot list and I know everything's unpredictable and we're going to a spot we've never been to before with you know, then yeah, I need like, I'm figuring out everything right then and there. So a lot of brain power is going into like organizing their body and getting them in a place where not only they are complementing their surroundings, but their surroundings are complementing them. Like I always balance it that way. I don't really balance it with just making them pretty. Like I look for the light, but then the second thing I look for is like objects around them and shit like that. But the point I'm trying to make is, yeah, after 2 hours, that gets exhausting. So I start to think of things I look at the camera and it's like, oh, I don't like this. And I look at the camera, and then they start seeing it on my face, and like after 2 hours, they're like discreetly masking my faces of disappointment for myself.
Yeah.
It makes them feel eventually that they're like, I'm disappointed in them, but I'm not. I'm literally just disappointed, like, fuck, it's 2 hours and I haven't figured out a good shot that I'm happy with. They might be happy with it, but yeah, but we all want those ones where it's just like, that's a banger on both sides, where we're just, oh, that's cool. Love that one. Like that's what always happens when you're looking through the camera with someone. Like you can tell it's like, yeah, it's kind of cool, but that's like we're gonna find a great one eventually.
Don't worry, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It usually happens in that second hour, because that first hour is kind of like getting into the flow of it, even towards the end of that first hour. But
yeah, I'll experiment with that. I'll try and do a 4 hour fucking shoot and see what happens.
Yeah. It depends where you are too. Like if you're in a living room, it's like, okay, you walk in there, you could already sort of scope out, you know, the natural light, where the best sources are coming from, and like the environment. And then it's just kind of adjusting and figuring it out. But if you're doing like an outdoor shoot, if you did some sort of location scouting, but if you're outdoors in general, that's more flexible, where, you know, you'll take like 15 minutes walking to one spot. So it's also being good with conversation, walking to point A to point B. So it's not you're just like walking in silence with this mission of getting this photo, and they're just trailing behind you, and you're just like, don't worry, we'll get a good photo, baby. And you just look straight and you go for the goal. No, you have to know how to talk and make them feel even more comfortable over that time period. So then when the camera comes out, they've got this already like level of comfortability with you that previously wasn't even there. Which I think is like the art form of shooting someone too.
Yeah. Like, I forgot his name. Fucking Sean something. I was waiting for you to stop talking so I can move my chair. There's audio.
It doesn't fucking matter. Move your chair anytime, man. And then I just start spinning around. This is gonna change. I can't. This rolling, yeah. But no, you were saying Sean something?
Sean Tucker. He was talking like, when I started getting to learning photography and stuff and editing and all those things, cameras, reviews and shit like that, like just looking at everything, all the lenses I wanted.
Who's Sean Tucker?
He's a YouTube photographer and cinematographer, I guess. All the things. He does all the things. He does documentaries really well, but also I love when he's just like talking on his couch, and like the lighting setup is fucking perfect. And he has such a like rugged face, like a lot of like indents and like old scars and stuff, and it probably comes from like acne when he was a kid. But his face is very intense, but his eyes are very soft. So like listening to him speak is like, you're listening because of the way he speaks. And he's also, you know, British. Fucking Brits, bro. I love
the accents, right? They just capture you more like,
especially in
more
documentaries.
vividly. Yeah. Well, it's because we're like here and we're used to our voices that are very like Jersey, New York, Americanized. And when you hear something like this, you just want to pay more attention. I was looking at Sean.
That's more like South London.
And he taught me how to touch myself and my camera at the same time. At the same time.
Longer pause though. Touch myself
and my camera. Those YouTube setups are dope though, man. When someone really knows what they're doing, and it's like they got the backlights and they have like the certain color palette to it too.
And everything's colorful, but their skin is perfect. But everything else is like, every time I try to do blue setups, bro, there's some blue on me. I don't know where it is, but it's in the shadows somewhere. Yeah, but they're just like totally natural shadows.
It comes through experimentation.
I think I figured it out a little bit. It's kind of like using like the environment behind you and like filling up those spaces with the colors instead
behind an object. Because I see them like books or something. They just put like an LED. Shing.
I learned this trick with aluminum foil. You put it in a book and like have the light like here or like behind you a little bit, and it gets this like magical look from the book.
It bounces off more.
Yeah, so it looks like the book is lighting into the person's face.
Ooh.
Yeah, and if you put like little like, I don't know, dusty things in there, either in Photoshop in real life. It looks like there's magic coming up from the book.
Ooh, like specks or something.
Yeah, little specks, or like just throw literal skin flakes into there from the air, just like.
Yeah.
Hopefully that catches light.
Or something, right? Because you said skin flakes.
Did you know that all that shit you see in the air, bro? That's our skin. That's us shedding.
That's true. Yeah.
It's disgusting.
It's probably all over this room.
Probably. I'm flicking some right now.
Breathe it in. Breathe in. That's years. That's generation. Nah, this room hasn't been around that long.
Yeah.
But
you could tell.
Yeah, it's fairly decent. It's fairly new.
I was gonna say
probably like 5 or 6 years. It can't be longer than that.
I didn't even finish talking about Sean Tucker. Oh yeah. Sean Tucker goes into long talks about like I was doing tutorials and stuff like that, and then Sean Tucker, he has videos where he's not even talking about how to use a camera, use dials, or use a program and stuff. It's just like what he thinks about when he's shooting, and he talks a lot about like how a shoot would go through, and he has like little quotes like from philosophers and shit that like are relevant to the video that day. And like you do go with him and you see his photos while he's talking. Mm-hmm. So it does feel like you're learning a lot and like what you get from that kind of mindset. If someone's telling you how to do it, you're going to be like them. Tell them how you think when you're doing it and ways that you get yourself in the right mindset. Like you're trying to think of you're using his techniques to get more into you, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like he's using it to get more into himself, to push out his art. And he's helping you get more into yourself to push out your art, whatever that means. Yeah, but that's always shared. Art is shared, so it's not going to be exactly all you, but, you know.
Yeah, it's a really personal thing, too.
It's like we're in a journey to get exactly to you, if that makes sense. Just like fucking life, bro.
Life, man, it's full circle.
It's full circle, bro.
But he's trying to say, like, how to think while you're doing something, how to, like, process certain thoughts.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about? What do you think about when you're shooting? Like when you're looking through so you weren't looking through the viewfinder, my camera, because it's kind of.
I always do that, dude. It was so
it's
frustrating.
Broken. So you were looking at the screen, so it's different.
It's really hard, but it's cool. I have managed.
Oh shit!
Oh, the fan.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Do you want to leave it on? I don't know.
Hello. Hello.
The fan's off now. I hope that didn't fuck you guys up. I know audio is, weird sometimes with podcasts. You're like super finicky. It's like watching a 720p video. Fuck that shit, bitch.
Yeah, sound. We're so sensitive to sound, man.
Yeah.
Like when something's bad.
At least they're not smelling us. That's cool.
What?
At least they're not smelling us. Then they have another thing to complain about. That's like even worse.
Like if they could smell us.
Yeah, while we're in the room, so they really get the full immersion,
Mm-hmm. They used to have that in theaters when they were trying to like sell tickets. Yeah, like Smellorama or some shit like that. I forget what it was called. Yeah. Where they would like emit scents from the movie, so people felt more a part of it.
Was it like a switch that someone pressed, or like was it just like automated and like because it's 50s, right?
Yeah, it's like old. It had to be something where someone was controlling it. Mm-hmm. Maybe in the moment, but maybe it was automatic because of the fact that it's a reoccurring film in the theater. Yeah. But theaters would have to install that. I think it was called Smellorama. Smell-O-Vision.
Oh, yeah. Smell-O-Vision.
Almost.
Like television.
Yeah. So, system that released odor during the projection of film so that viewer could smell what was happening in the movie, which is weird. Like if someone's like farted in the movie, the whole theater has to be filled up with some fart. Is that just some guy like, or is that like a boxed? How would that work?
A boxed fart. Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Would you go to that movie? It was like Smell-O-Vision.
Smell-O-Vision? It depends, bro.
What the movie is, huh?
If it's like The Great Gatsby, I'll watch that. I'll smell that shit. No. I don't know.
What does that smell like? Well, there was a lot of like, they were at the beach, they were in the water. It's really fancy. So you might feel like...
I wouldn't watch Sweeney Todd with Smell-O-Vision. That would be fucking terrible.
Mostly blood.
Dead body pie. Dead human body pie.
But a lot of people like the pie. That's the thing.
Yeah, people
Something
love
was really
the pie.
Nice about it.
Actually, maybe I'd go just for the pie, though. Is that bad?
I don't think that's bad. It's like your way of like trying the pie. It was popular in the movie until people realized, there's human.
The hair stuff that smelled like piss.
Yeah.
Did you watch that movie?
The hair stuff that smelled like piss? Is that the
Yeah,
movie
remember
title?
it? No, that's Sweeney Todd still. I'm still on Sweeney Todd, bro. I'm not getting off of it that easy.
I don't remember that.
It's a jam. Fucking Johnny Depp. It's good shit.
I don't remember that. The hair smelling like piss thing.
That's like Mr. Paralito, and he was like cutting the guy's hair as fast as possible, and Sweeney Todd was just like,
yeah,
done.
Just like fucking.
Before that, they were trying to sell like hair growing stuff, and it was just piss.
It was literally piss.
It was literally piss. Like Sweeney Todd was like,
oh, that's hilarious.
This is awful, and he was like selling it to people and putting on people's heads like bald heads.
Yeah, just slapping
Here's
it
my
on.
piss.
That's the thing. I feel like is that the noise? Is that the noise?
It's a bald head, so it's like it slaps.
It does slap. Bald people, they're like either really like accepting of the reality that they're bald
and really good looking, like Jason Statham.
Yeah, who are some like
bald
folks?
They just leave the side hair. Why do people leave the side hair, bro?
Just shave it off.
I don't know why. Like their heads are fine, bro.
Yeah, but there's like a part of you that
I'm just mad, insulted, offended by it.
We're not trying to insult any bald people or side bald
side hair people.
Yeah, side hair people.
Bear top.
Why does it sound like
bear top? Sounds kind of cool.
Bear top. Yeah, because side bald sounds like a disability. Side bald sounds like you're going through something difficult. Because there's like there's a thing about like clinging on to shit that you know, like you want to hold on to it, although it's fleeting. Yeah, you know, like memories too. It's like it gets deeper, but hair is like something that, yeah, you know, it's hard to give it up entirely, especially if you're not used to just having a clean.
Is it just
bald
white
head.
people that do that though? I don't think I know much. Like, oh no, my grandpa, but like he didn't give a fuck. He doesn't go to haircuts at all.
Wait, grandpa's bald?
No, he had like random fuzzies on his head, you know. But he was like 80, so like you can do what the fuck you want when you're 80.
At 80, you don't give a shit.
But I feel like I've seen people in their 50s with like the side hair, and it was never like Latin people. I saw one black guy. Yeah. Okay, never mind.
Oh,
I'm just trying to make it all the bad things seem like all white people.
Yeah, you try to dispel it, but no, it didn't.
It's not a thing.
It didn't pan out.
Yeah, I don't know why I do that. I always like want to figure out what thing only white people do. It's just an interesting thing to find. I don't know why.
Yeah, probably like skydiving,
for comedy though.
Like trampolining.
Nah, mad Latin people like skydiving now. My friend has her fucking thing, her license to drop by herself.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because my uncle skydove. Is there a past tense? Skydove.
Skydove?
Well, dove. Yeah. Dove is like you've already divin.
He's already done skydiving.
Yeah.
English is so annoying, bro.
Yeah, it's a frustrating language. Hard to, especially all the words that sound like some words that sound the same, but they mean different things.
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank, but
them. Wait. No, I'm thinking of something.
No, that's just a pronoun. That's just a pronoun. Call me they, them.
No, I was thinking it's a th. I just forgot what it was. Oh, there. I don't know why it was so hard. There.
Yo, so what happened to your camera? What happened to your camera, Adam? Why does Adam not have a camera?
I want to flip it.
Fuck!
Struts. Glasses like.
It's like the Jurassic Park scene. Bro, did you just spill? Slurp it up. I want to see you slurp that. Don't waste the whisker. That's the tagline for like if I start a whiskey brand. Don't waste the whisker.
Don't waste the whiskey.
Cheers.
Later, I'm probably gonna drink that off the table.
That's how. Does that sound? All right, no, but yeah, Adam, what happened to your camera, man?
Oh yeah, camera. I went to Colorado. I had some plans. I worked at a coffee shop. I was gonna start a band. I was gonna work for film company for like advertisement for artists and local businesses and shit, commercial shit. And I was just gonna have my own desk and I was gonna edit videos like this. And like, yeah. Fucking I was like, I'm tired of this camera. I guess because of the bulkiness, but it was perfect camera. There's literally nothing wrong with it.
You had my camera, the A7 III.
Yeah, A7 III. Right? This one right here. I had that camera. And
thank you, Sony. Sponsor us.
No, thank you, Sony. Sponsor us. Yeah, please.
Sponsor us.
Send me an A7C, please. I wanted to flip to A7C because I just got the A7 III. I got help from. I upgraded. I think I got help from in March, or before that. No, it was the year before that. I got the A7 III, and yeah, I just saw the A7C and I was like, it's $200 cheaper. I could flip my camera and get that. And then when that happened, like I got COVID in quarantine. I mean, in Colorado. Mm-hmm. So quarantine couldn't work for a little bit. And then like just things catching up, and like that $1,400 that I made was now slowly being used for other things instead of like the new camera. Yeah. And then I just got super sidetracked with all that. And
yeah, life hits you in ways you don't expect.
But I also found a lot of happiness in music in that time because I didn't have my camera. And I think I spent a lot of time like researching to get myself up to where I am with cameras. So like getting back to music is really fucking nice. It just sucks that I left because the people that I was working with in Colorado are like really good friends. Like we talk about everything. And
but you have that. Yeah. You have that here too, right? It's a different level over there.
You. No, not just
me.
I have some honored. Really good friends here. I just feel like the better the. I don't want to say that. I'll say it anyways. I don't know if this is true, but right now it feels true. But like the better a friend is for me, usually the more busy they are because they're actually working for themselves. You know, so you're working on like, you know, stuff, and that makes me happy because that's the kind of friends I want around. You know, ones that are like actually care about shit. And then the ones I see more often are the ones that really don't really care what's going on in their life, but they have like a quality that I love about them. Even if they're not good for me, I just love hanging around them. And then there's people that are kind of in the middle where like we're both kind of like playing with each other's demons, and like but also like we have cool conversations, and like
we do help each other so serious
bit. You know, I don't know.
Playing with each other's demons.
Just like I like how I like how you want to get fucked up all the time. I also want to get fucked up all the time.
Right. Sharing in that like feeling of
like, I don't want to do anything about it, and you don't want to do anything about it. Yeah, that's cool. And I kind of like have that, like I have it out in every direction. I want to be good for myself, be over here. I want to be not good with myself, or go over here. I want to be both, go over here, which is probably like this right now. This is pretty great. This is what I want. I want that hybrid shit where like people are willing to be like a little open, and also people that are willing to be a little bit not take things too serious, you know, and like chill, hang out. So I'm trying to find a healthy balance in it too, and it fluctuates. But I think especially with like things like writing music about things that you don't really. I don't want to say it outright in my songs, really. Some things I want to bring up like spiritual concepts that, you know, I don't want us to like put it on a plate. I want us to let other people figure it out for themselves. And I feel like if I don't have these experiences with both like parts of myself, then I'm not going to have that. But anyways, cameras are dope.
You touched on some you touched on some good shit there, man. I think number one, you getting back into your music is amazing. Just because you already know my appreciation for your music.
You sing beautifully, by the way.
Thank you, man. That's one thing. I'm trying to expand on that. You play and sing beautifully, which is like it's such a fun thing when you can figure it out. You know, like when you learn a song and you start playing it, but then when you're creating your own songs and you know how to play the chord progressions and all the notes, and you can sing at the same time. That double level of talent, and it's a different way your brain is working too, because you're trying to analyze your guitar and remember patterns, but also you need to vocalize what you're trying to sing and hit those notes too. That's why I love music, because of the fact that it takes so much focus and like dexterity. I think life has a weird way of like blessing people, and you momentarily losing your camera and getting you back in tune with music is a beautiful thing, because you already were in tune with music. But I guess it's like there's always a balance with what you're trying to do. And with cameras, it feels like it's such an engrossing world. You got to shoot people, you got to update your equipment, you have to edit photo, video, and it's like you're in or you're out almost. That's why I think I've had a lot of struggling with playing the fucking guitar, like sitting down, shutting my mind up, not thinking about like, oh man, I gotta finish something. Oh man, I gotta finish this fucking edit. Maybe I shouldn't do this. No, like
that's exactly what
I think like
it's my brain talking.
Yeah, the brain just it's an annoying thing. I wish you could kind of control the thoughts,
thing you're
like
enjoying,
filter.
I want you to stop enjoying it, because I need you to think about something you're not doing right now and can't do right now.
Yeah, it's like a mute button. It's like you could see the volume levels of your interests and be like, okay, let me lower this and keep the music going. And then that happened for you because you unfortunately had to get rid of your camera, sell it, and then tone in like back to the music world, which in Colorado I feel was like heavily supported because you were around all these people that were doing music too.
Super talented people.
You were saying they were all fucking whistlers, you know, which is an amazing thing. You're not a whistler, but that's okay. Like, you don't have to be a whistler to be a good musician. Let me say that again. You don't have to be a whistler. Imagine super serious about it. No, man, but you're really good. You're really good at what you do, and it's funny how you have this balance of talents where you can take beautiful photography and then you can make beautiful music. And now I feel like it's balanced out even more because of the fact that you lost this thing for a moment, so you had to go back to hear the music and tune into it again.
There's like a desperate need to like create, like desperate, because what happens when I don't, it's not fun, bro.
Ooh, it's a funk.
It's a weird. Bad funk. Why can't I just not do something for a little bit? No, I don't.
Do you have a problem with relaxing? Do you have a problem with just chilling out?
I think I just like, even in my chilling out, I have a structure. Like, everything has a fucking structure.
It's like, 10 a.m. I'm going to watch this anime.
Yeah.
10:30 I'm going to chop carrots.
10:55 I'm going to go for a light jog.
A light one. Not too heavy.
Jog. No, I think, fucking the only thing that's not organized is honestly when I'm out with the bros just drinking, or homies or friends or whatever.
But that's nighttime, right? That's like later in the day after 6 p.m.
You don't have to work your brain that much extra for that. That's why it's so great.
Yeah, that's your break. That's the time to just enjoy yourself, enjoy socializing.
Yeah,
which is very important, especially since we're. I would say you're definitely an entrepreneur. We're both entrepreneurial. Like, we have those skills in us, and we have that like mentality to dig into our work. Yeah, and we need to balance. With that.
I think we're also really good at like expressing why what we're doing is important. You know, like, this is why this has to happen. Well, not has to happen, but you know, like, I love this, and also I think this would benefit you for your craft, and we just have like clear reasons of why it works in our day and age, and also why it's fun. And you know, there's just so much benefit to like getting into it. There's other not benefits, but they have nothing to do with like the joy of the craft itself, you know, and how it can help other people. So it's fucking strange, but I need to like get that whole thing in my head where like I didn't fall to music, like, because it was like, I guess I'll do music, you know, because it did feel like that. And it wasn't until this conversation right now I just wanted to tell you, so I started realizing like it's a blessing that I could go to music and not like, it shouldn't feel like, and I felt this way, it shouldn't feel like, a burden, like, okay, I guess I'm gonna do music because it's convenient. And like, I don't know, I think I should get that attitude out of my head and be more like, I should go to music because it's another thing that I love. And now I know that, because after a little bit of time of like being more consistent with it, I'm like, I forgot, I fucking love singing and shit like that, playing guitar. But I think I was just so worried about like, you know, making sure I was grounded in photography, and I never felt as grounded in photography as I do with music, or guitar playing specifically. My voice is still just like, bleh, it goes in and out. Playing though, fucking
yeah, I mean, I still remember how we would sort of meet together and like combine our talents, where you would play live in the city and you would ask me to come through. Specifically, I remember this one venue. It was like all candles, basically. It was really dim. I think it was by Christopher Street.
Oh, dog, you talking about Cafe Vivaldi?
I believe so.
Dog, that was my main spot.
It was really so nice. And I remember just going there, and that's where
I met the Russian girl.
The Russian girl.
She was so tall. I think she was taller than me by like this much.
Nice.
Sorry,
that's wild. You're not. How do you feel about tall women like that, matching your height?
I give no fucks.
Higher.
If you're tall, if you're short, just like,
love is love.
Yeah, if you're dope, then you're fucking dope.
Love is love. Because some folks are intimidated. There's like memes that are that circulate too.
I do feel intimidated if they're acting like, and like if they're pushing it like in an annoying way. Then like I feel I'm annoyed and intimidated. Like, one day she had heels on, and she was way taller than me, and I was really proud. But like, if at any moment she wants to belittle me, I'm gonna feel like away. But she doesn't. She was nice. But sometimes we'll get into little arguments because like they're like witty battles.
You gotta look up
just to like talk shit to each other.
Listen, you gotta stop because
but that's the only time. Like, otherwise, I feel like if someone's taller than you, you should be like proud. You should be like, no, look at this person. I'm shorter than her. She still likes me.
Yeah.
You should be fucking proud. You should like walk with a badge of honor. Just like,
yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
And if they're shorter, you could be like, I'm protecting this woman.
Yeah.
No, don't protect them. They should protect themselves.
Well, that's kind of like the natural feeling that comes into play.
Yeah,
especially if they're like
right?
5'4", if they're 5.
No,
I mean, come on.
5'1", bro. Like, I feel like I got you, baby. Don't worry. Like,
Camera cut. We're back, but we were talking about the venue.
Yes, we were talking about my Russian friend.
Yeah, and one of the first times that I think shot like you, like shot with you while you were performing.
What camera did you have then?
I had the Canon 80D.
Nice.
The dead camera right over there.
Yeah, that one totally dead. It's like I'm looking into the light right now, the mirror system.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool. Yeah,
that's that Sigma, baby. That's just lenses. They have such a beautiful aspect to them, but people are afraid of that. People are afraid of
that little light that's coming through the lens.
Not specifically that.
Okay.
I was more so talking about literally just cameras, just a lens aiming at them.
Yeah,
that you were looking at to.
Yo, The Art of Not Giving a Fuck, bro.
Did you read that? Isn't that a book? Did you read that book?
I think it's more on the word fuck. I forgot that book. The Art of Fuck or something like that. No, what is it called?
The Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
I guess that is it then. But they also have a book on the word fuck. It's really funny. But The Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Yeah, I think it's like, for example, like say if I have a tick, right? And like, which I do have a bunch. I do like taps with my feet. And it's because of music and shit. But that's what I do when I feel like I need to do that, right? And then if you apply that same kind of like, I have to stop doing that and I should just be present and like talk and like I don't have to tap all the time. You can also apply that same annoying itch to like, I don't have to acknowledge that camera right there. And what I do want to put 100% of my energy into is like, this fucking mic is right here. Or like listening to what you're saying and not thinking about purple elephants or something like that. Like you probably did right now.
Did you just plant an idea into my head?
Inception.
Yeah. You know, I'm a big fan of Hans Zimmer.
That's Hans Zimmer, right?
Yep. Hans Zimmer basically started that sound in trailers, like that intense build up.
War of the Worlds too, right?
No, he didn't do War of the Worlds.
Well, they had it in there. It was intense.
Most likely, yeah. He just made that a thing. He made that mainstream where it's like, my wife is dead, but she's back. I thought she died. And it's like, it's amazing the power of like influence. He influenced literally all majority like future trailers to come after like that sound. Yeah. Like I remember that being funny, like Inception's trailer, like that truck horn, like people joking about it. And now to this day,
people still do it seriously.
We hear that. Like we hear that in trailers.
It's
and
in
it works
YouTube
though.
Too. And you can buy it too. It's like right there. It's like an audio track. I can't do that. Wait,
what happened?
It's pretty good.
That was pretty good. We can make our own soundtrack.
Dude, Peter McKinnon did that. He has a sound pack where it's just his voice. And it's like whooshes and it's just like
he uses
his own voice
to make
a sound
cool,
pack.
man.
And like it's good for like YouTube people that want to like add little sounds to like everything that they do and there's some like trendy ones that are fucking stupid, like when someone puts something down instead of it clinking it's like or like a little squeaky sound. Yeah. Or like,
obviously we can't do it, but
I don't want to do that shit. But he's pretty good at it. And he has like so many swishes like and like he just records himself doing that and he sells it to people and they put it on their YouTube. And sometimes I'm like, is that Peter McKinnon I just heard? Like because I've been watching him for so fucking long. I'm just like, I think I just heard him in that other YouTube video.
Yeah.
It's like trending sound packs. I wonder what that looks like. I should look that up. Trending sound packs. Yeah, like sound packs that people are selling for cinema. And which ones are most bought.
Well, those are pretty heavy with like I feel like social media content and YouTube. The swooshes and the swishes and the transitional things like.
Transitions
in my experience, they're kind of like by now, since it's been a while, overused.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, and some edits can go a little too far with it. But for the most part, in the early time when they were first coming out, especially with the transitional effects that kind of like whether it's in camera or in post and Premiere, it's just a nice like combination.
The better you get, the less you want people to see that you are doing it. That's how I feel.
Because there's more subtle sound effects too.
Yeah,
like you hear it, but it's not like
Yeah, it's not big. It's like,
but the human voice is so versatile. That's what's cool. I didn't know he did that. That's pretty dope. The human voice is like, you can do so much. Like who's that? There was like a comedian that like was really good at this voice.
Yeah, the black guy.
Yeah,
and he does the helicopter thing. He's like, get the chopper. Like some shit like that.
What was his name?
No, there was two guys. There was a black guy that did it first, and there was other guy who's like Latin.
Can I look that up really quick?
Yeah, sure. Comedian sound effects.
Let me see.
Or comedian mouth sounds.
Comedian sound effects.
You type way better than I do, so you know right now. Stand-up comedian.
Yeah, you gotta be more specific. You gotta be more specific with Google. Stand-up comedian. I feel like it was Michael.
Images?
Michael Winslow. Michael Winslow. Yeah, I remember seeing him.
That's the guy. Yeah.
I remember seeing him in a movie, and him doing the same thing. Like he literally got popular because of his like use of his voice and how he utilized.
Oh my god. Ooh, that's like an electric guitar. I wonder if he has to make those faces to do the sound.
Oh, the moment he's shaving. Yeah. No. Let me stop there before we get lost.
I'm already lost, bro. No, it's okay.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah.
He does. You do. It's the same way as singing. You know how sometimes
he could sell sound packs and make so much money if he wanted to.
I feel like he probably has. He has had to. If Peter McKinnon did it, he probably hasn't though. Because he's stand up. He's in a different world. Peter McKinnon's like, he understands all that shit deep.
I think he's more hired for like video games and shit. Video games and like cartoons and stuff. Like voice.
You think he's probably like did the whole sound effects for a video game? You open the car.
No, not sound effects. Just like people's voices and shit. Probably just that alone. Like if you could do that, you can do impressions. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'd like to think so. But you could probably do sound effects too. Like what's it called from Nintendo? You know that water truck. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Mario?
Like no, the water drop you do with your mouth. It's definitely Mario. But there's like this like I can't do it. It's like when people hit their and it sounds like a water drop. No, it's not like that. It's like I don't know. I can't do it. My friend's really fucking good at it. He can do artificial water drops like for video games and like real ones. Well, he's in the Navy, bro. He's in Japan right now.
Damn.
I know.
I'll call him up. Yo, man, Adam told me about this crazy
fly
shit.
You out here. I got $2,000. Just like put it there. $4,000 for round trip, whatever.
Come on through. It's just 5 seconds. Let me hear it. All right, that's fine. Bro.
It's in 2 hours. Better go. You gotta go.
Short trip. One mission.
But that's in so many video games. Just that sound effect.
That's pretty amazing, man.
What are those mics called? Where they have like the two X's like this? Like the mics go in like this and it's like a little box. People use that to record artificial sounds everywhere. Like they'll listen to like water for a little bit and like have their headphones plugged into it.
I don't know. I know like Tascam.
Yeah. I was thinking about getting one of those.
Condenser. Well, this is a condenser mic, so that's not that. I have no idea. Like what they use on the field, what people use on the field, like to record sounds. Yeah,
it's like it's good for ambient sounds, and it picks up everything though.
Yeah,
and but it's a big sound, so like you can like change it around and like make it fit whatever you want to. I don't know what that file is called, but just a good audio file, I guess that you can. It's flexible, kind of like a raw file of sound.
Yeah,
but I don't know how that works. Yeah, but I want to do that for like sounds of the city, sounds of like being in the bar and like bullshitting for like a little bit. Sound of empty room, which is a real sound, like that white noise shit. Just like
that's room tone.
Yeah,
everybody. It's a moment in film that everyone just like, hey, stay quiet. We have to take room tone. So the sound guy like just records like 30 seconds of silence, and everyone on set, depending on like how big it is too, it just feels like almost intense. It's like everybody shut up. 30 seconds. And it's like everybody just staying still and letting this guy do it's his moment. It's like he's everyone like Gandalf. Shut the fuck up. Everyone. And that's used in the movie.
That's crazy.
Or that's used in the scene, you know, as that bed. So then all the dialogue can be cut to that room tone, and it feels like there's not these abrupt cuts in the dialogue because you can hide the cuts better.
I'm scatterbrained right now, but that like reminds me of like teaching AI how to think. Like,
that's crazy. How do you jump from that to that?
Well, because they don't. I think about this as like a machine, right? That is recording our audio, and like there's this guy that's like doing a fucking YouTube documentary. It's fucking dope. It has Robert Downey Jr. as the voice talking in between the stuff.
Nice. So anything with him involved is dope.
Yeah, that's pretty good time. And he's just like, I don't understand it, so I'm gonna teach it. I was like, oh great. But he has experts obviously. And there's this guy that's like trying to make an AI version of his daughter, and like he has to teach it what like a spider is, and like he doesn't want it. He figured out a way to teach it to learn certain things, but it wants it to learn it how it learns, and which gives it that AI, you know, effect. And but if it doesn't know it exists, it can't like use it in like a conversation or something like that. So we want to put this feeling of like being a human being in a room, and we have to input like what that is. But if you don't know, it's hard to like teach something that like what it's like to be in a room if you've never been in a room before, and that's what a camera is or like audio is. It doesn't learn that shit. So we had to make it as human as possible, so that when you're listening to it, you feel like you're there and you're more immersed, because it's like you're there. And what do humans feel like? Where not all of it is like frontline center attention. Some things are like super fucking subtle. So the fact that you told me that just reminded me of like the subtle things he's teaching the AI. Like we're adding this in to make it feel more real, just like how he's trying to make the AI feel real.
Yeah.
So like I'm teaching the sound. Maybe like we can't do smell-o-vision. We already know that doesn't work.
Yeah.
We're gonna
that's another time.
Yeah, that's later.
Yeah, I don't know when that could happen for podcasts.
But we can add like just like little textures like this. Not every camera picks it up. I mean, not every mic picks it up if you just want like one person speaking. But this.
Yeah. Well, what's crazy is that a lot of that shit,
putting it back down.
A lot of that shit, which I assume you've seen too, maybe like is done in post.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying we have to put it in.
Yeah, you got to put it in, and it's all recorded. Like when we talk about sound too, I automatically think about like the lightsaber, like Star Wars, like how somebody goes out in the field and they have to find these unique sounds, whether it's like a wire that they mess with that makes like a and they record it, and then they take it in post and like they amplify something and they adjust it, and then it becomes what that like that iconic lightsaber sound. It becomes that sound. And it's crazy how our mind works, where like, you know, obviously you're recording a scene and then in post you need to analyze and look at everything. Is somebody lifting a glass? There's not really a lot of sound. The camera doesn't capture that. So it's like, what does that sound like? And then you have to like figure it out and with the sound team, like they figure it out and they create that intricacy, you know? When people are walking, they have like a little square of dirt and they're looking at the footsteps and they're like, and they're paying attention to the pacing and they're making the sound. It's such a beautiful process. Yeah. Same for AI. AI is just a little scarier though. Because then it's just like
scary, a lot scarier.
Yeah, it's but sound is like an experience, but AI is like
once we figure out a way to make like AI art though, that's gonna be so fucking dope. Like,
AI art?
Yeah, like, you know, we're trying to make it as much human as possible, right? But then like, why not be more fucking flexible or like make it something that isn't real? You know, like Siri is just a voice, but like, what if there was something like floating in the room, just like talking to you in your language, or like
something floating,
an alien,
meaning like it digitally actually shows up.
Well, that would be like
that's like Blade Runner.
I'm going out there now. I'm thinking like more like
but that's probably like 10 years down the line, man. It's just crazy.
I don't think it's that far, honestly.
Yeah, it can't be that far.
Like,
have you seen Blade Runner though? Blade Runner 2049?
No.
You mentioned that, and that's what I thought. Like they have that in Ryan Gosling's character in his room. A digital version of like this girl shows up and welcomes him home, but it's, you see the limitations, like how you see like that fluorescent light, you see like the part of where she could walk, because that's where like the I guess the hologram, whatever the fuck is that's shooting like that digital image, it's limited to this certain thing. It's pretty interesting, man. So lonely people will basically
augmented reality there. Oh yeah, so augmented reality can help us do that though. Like if we have you seen the guy that put the AR glasses, right? And he's playing Minecraft on the table. Like that's like an artistic way of using a tool, you know, where it's not just for, you know, like pushing mankind forward. It's also like just for fun and play and stuff. And like, it's also kind of controlled. But
that's like the Rift.
Yeah, I want like things are super important that need to be done for mankind to help. And like I feel like sometimes I like that science brain of like helping mankind, with like AI and like making things more efficient is dope. But I think you learn way more from playing. So like playing a game, making a game out of something, or like making it artistic. So if instead of making an AI to like help us talk to Best Buy when we have a problem with our credit card, like how about we make an AI that is geared more towards like more playful conversations, or like I don't have to use film for like documenting what's really happening in our world, like in the news and shit like that. I could use these techniques for something more expressive, like something like amazing movie. Just name any amazing movie, like that's like an artistic expression of the director and everyone else that worked on the team, right? I think you learn more from that than trying to replicate reality. Like I want to fuck up reality in this, and I think that's where we learn more as like human beings. I'm still saying think because like I'm not a fucking scientist, all right?
Yeah.
But these are just things that I think are important. AI, augmented reality, and virtual reality. I think those can be so fucking fun if they aren't ruined, by like bad intentions and shit like that.
Yeah. And they easily could be, because they're not. What's the word? They're not like being filtered, or they're not. It's like it's uncontrolled right now. Those things. So it's dependent on the creator. Whoever's like doing the thing. So like the company Oculus, like they're into that world of gaming. And I've used the Oculus Quest, I think it's called.
Yeah, me too.
For like boxing and shit like that. It's fun, and it's real too, because you have those handles. So when you punch someone, it reads that speed. And if it's a light punch, that motherfucker's like, yo, that was nothing, bro. I'm like, fuck you up. And I'm like, damn, I gotta really hit this guy. So then you're getting a workout essentially. You're gonna work out using this thing. So it's not only just entertainment, but it's the same thing as like the Wii was trying to be, where it's like they got Wii Sports and stuff, but it's just like not enough.
Yeah.
It's like enough. It's like a hybrid entertainment, workout, like equipment essentially, like, to yourself.
I want AR for a room, bro. Like, you see how this room is kind of like, I mean, on that side, it's not plain. You're like right here, it's like kind of simple. It's like black and white, right? It's like flat. We have some things on the table, sure. But it'd be cool if we had AR glasses or something to make us see the augmented reality. And
the thing is, it would be limited,
textures
right?
on everything.
It would be limited to just our own experience.
Yeah, but you could have things like floating in the air, bro. And I know, it would be limited because like I feel like I don't know how 3D projectors work, so I don't want to think about that. But I know with AR glasses, it's possible to like put them on and be like, when you come in the room, just put the AR glasses, and then the room becomes.
Don't come into the room without them on, bro.
Yeah,
it's just like boring as shit.
Just
you put
gray.
them on.
Gray squares everywhere. Nothing's
like naked
actually...
girls all over the place. You know what I'm saying?
They're all dead.
Oh man, we went morbid there. Nah, they're alive.
Okay,
they're alive and well in the VR world here.
But what do they turn into when the AR glasses are on?
Who knows? Oh no, they are VR. Like when you walk in here, it's an all empty white room. You put them on, everything's here. The table, we sit down. It's like, yo, this place is dope as fuck. And then the glasses die. You realize you're in an empty room. Except the chairs. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, the chairs and the furniture. But you can put any texture you want. You can put things floating in the fucking sky. Yeah. Did you see the guy that's like watching a shark float through his room with the AR glasses?
Oh, no, I haven't seen that.
It's not like super detailed shark, but it's still enough to be like, I see
trippy.
This thing. Yeah, it's trippy as fuck. Oh, I didn't even think about it like that. Drugs and the AR, what would that be like?
Yeah. Well, that's going to be a whole other world. Yeah, like, have you played Cyberpunk at all?
I want to.
It's like it plays into that world where it's like more dystopian with that technology, where somebody like can install certain shit on you and like upgrade your body. And I feel like that's always good. There's always going to be a not negative, but like a very customized aspect to shit. Like 20 years in the future, when like we have microchips in our brain or whatever, there's going to be custom versions of that. Someone deep in the crevices of New York off some alleyway, it's like, yeah man, I'll install this chip in your eyeball, you'll see fucking turtles walking around. If you like turtles, that's dope. It's like a turtle chip. It's like very customized shit, it gets even darker from there, but like that's definitely not too far off, that whole world.
No,
that'd be kind of interesting though to have that now.
Yeah, I would want it now. I mean, if we can all like chip in for fucking some VR.
Yeah, I kind of dig reality. I kind of dig without the floating sharks and stuff.
I just want to. What do I want to do in virtual reality? I want to do that climbing game again. It's so fucking fun.
There's a climbing game?
Yeah, like
in the
climbing,
quest?
and when you fall, it's like it looks so fucking real, bro. Like you're just falling towards Paris, and you could change the bottom too, like what you see under you, which looks like infinitely far. But it looks like you can put Paris down there, you can put Japan, different cities, and you're literally climbing above the city. Like say this is the entire city, you're like climbing above it, and when you fall, you actually fall towards the city, and it looks like if
That's
you were.
wild.
If it was like a more HD, Google Maps is under you. Like, but it looks real. It's fucking nuts. But climbing's fun though, and you hear the sound of the wind, like as if you're on a building or something like
The
that.
higher you get,
Yeah, no,
it gets, like,
where you
more-
are
it gets
already is
different.
high, so it's still the same audio. But it's like it sounds real enough to where like, damn, this is like must be a 30-minute loop of wind because it all sounds like a little different when I'm moving. I don't know what it is. It's fucking scary, bro.
Yeah. That's funny, man. We were supposed to talk about the Russian girl and the first shoot.
She was a violinist. She was cool. We hung out for a while. We
Just
don't hang out anymore.
sidetrack.
She moved away. And but the big part is Cafe Vivaldi. Oh, that makes me want to talk about fucking free drugs, which is not a we don't give free drugs. The free drugs is the music and comedy.
Yeah, that's what I tell people. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to this free drugs. It's almost an immediate interest. It's a great name. Yeah. It's a great fucking name. Yeah, free drugs, man. That's where I'm going to be tonight. Where you at? It's like, what are you talking about? Free drugs? Free drugs, it's music. Yeah. It's like, oh, it's interesting.
Some people do get free drugs at the show, but that's not like our doing.
Unrelated to you, right? Because you don't want to plug that in. Yeah.
No.
Some people, there's always something going on. You can't control, right?
Nope.
Yeah, like Coke bags just being handed around.
Yeah.
Not at the entrance. Not as part of admission.
Wasn't me.
That's what she said.
No, but free drugs is like Cafe Vivaldi was like a comfortable space where like there was regulars. The regulars were really fucking good. Some regulars weren't good, but they were really kind, sweet people. And but it was open mic night, so some people would come in and just be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna play the song that I'm practicing." They would play it and it would be fucking terrible, and they would disappear forever, and they wouldn't even like listen to the rest of the acts. Where like free drugs is more like, all these people care about it. They care about the community. They care about the music. They care about the comedy, and we all care about it. Well, to a certain extent, we care about each other. We want to get to know each other because we're on stage, and like the reason why we're all here is because my free drugs team, team free drugs.
How'd you come up with the name Free Drugs?
Who doesn't want free drugs? It was Rudy's idea. No, I think it's Oliver.
Is that what was said? Who doesn't want free drugs, man? It's a fucking genius.
It's a genius idea. We were going through names, and like there was like hit or misses and stuff like that, but free drugs just hit home. We were definitely drinking though. Drinking, chilling, like talking about ideas, like talking about all the people we knew and like how easy we could do it. And we're like, why the fuck aren't we doing this? And like most of us were just like already kind of like over COVID, and we wanted to like, I don't know, figure it out. I mean, I'm honestly out of the whole group, I'm the most COVID safe. Like I'm the one reminding them like, hey, we still gotta do this thing.
Well, like, Texas just lifted all the fucking mandate and like the restrictions. Yep. 100%. Like at some point, I don't know if it's now or in a few days, they're allowing restaurants and places to be at 100% capacity. No mask required. So it's just up to the people, which is like, it sounds stressful because it's like, hey, restaurants, it's up to you. And then the restaurant owners are like, oh, don't want any old people dying. But you know what? Fuck the old people. Imagine. No, that's terrible. Yeah, I think they're one of the biggest states right now that lifted the restrictions. But it is a tricky thing, man. Especially if you're having a show, so it's like you got to establish a lot of those restrictions, and people did well. I was in the crowd. Yeah, people were like putting their mask on and like not bothering the bar and like waiting at their tables a little bit. Some people were going to the bar, but I don't think it was our people that much. It was mostly just our regulars, because the regulars feel like they can do whatever they want, including myself. I went to the bar, but I had my mask on. And just fucking free drugs and free drugs, baby. Come to the show. Also, like it's of the people, bro. That's another feeling. Like I don't know. Like it's like I guess free drugs is kind of like I don't know. Like we're like a mix of like hood and not hood at the same time. We're not hood at all. But we have the mindset of just like, like us, like these people that's here. And like, we're not saying like, if you're a 1%er, you can't come. Actually, you should come and like donate some money. But anyways, we just want to like, make it a vibe and something that makes sense for a time where like art is not being like shared
And there's definitely multiple opinions. That's the thing about it too. It's not like one person's opinion. So we're not going to be like a cult or anything like that. It's like my opinion that conflicts with Rudy's decision and that conflicts with Graham's decisions. Graham is a really good middleman. Me and Rudy are the ones bumping heads. But you know that we are all like open to like what is happening, what makes people happy, what doesn't make people happy. And then also you're not going to worry about it being like controlled by one guy. I feel like that's the dangerous shit. Like if it's just one person, like you have the ego not being checked at all. Like we check each other's ego constantly. So it's really like just for the people. And like ego's not stopped completely at the door. It's like slightly at the doors because you have to be a little confident to like get something really dope to get started and running. But I think we have a really good balance at all those things. I do see like me and Rudy arguing in the future, but I fucking love him. So it's okay. Mm-hmm. And we're going to find a middle ground. And that's I feel really confident in. But the show itself, I don't see any problem with it. Literally just the management of the show. That's the only thing. And even then, it's like, it's still, I know it's going to work out just because of like how strong our lineup is. Yeah. With like musicians and comedy and like the amount of artists we know that do photography and like how much easily we can spread and how flexible we are. We can get burlesque in there, bro. I want to get like acro yoga in there, like to music, you know, like everything there. Magicians. What if we had like 4 magicians on?
That'd be pretty.
That'd be fucking crazy. Like in between.
The night would get interesting.
Yeah, and it's not a show where like you sit and it's a listening room the whole time. Like this fucking, you stop, play, stop, play, stop, play. Mm-hmm. And in that middle part, like, you know, everyone can talk. And with time YouTube, like any collab is possible. Yeah, we can wrap things up though. So I just want to say that.
Yeah, no. Do you guys think about the organization of the people too, in terms of like just mood and tone in the lineup?
Yeah, we move moving tables, like making sure the direction of energy in the room makes sense.
I mean, in terms of like the people going up on stage, so like musician and then the comedian that comes up next.
We got to be a little flexible with people's. Yeah,
that would be my only thing. The show was fun, but then
a lot of comedy. Yeah, we do.
I didn't mind the comedy. It was more so like, it's tough because obviously you're organizing this thing during a panini, so it's like, okay, like certain people may not show up or this or that, and then but certain comedians have certain moods and styles, and then certain music sounds a certain way. Yeah. So then like your performance was really great, really beautiful,
and just dropped it on the Dominican comedian,
and then and then a comedian came in, and like it was such a sharp contrast that like it took I noticed it too, not just for myself, like to adapt to that sort of style, because with comedy too, it's so particular who you follow up, you know. And then music is the same thing. So that'd be my only thing. Like the more you can curate and like chisel at the lineup. Obviously, this is like the first show in a while since you've come back and all that shit. That would be my only note. That's an important
Rudy helps
thing.
me with the comedians, and he told me the comedians in order, but he can't help me with the music. That's up to me. Like that's my job. That's why I'm glad we're both like different in like how we organize the show. And Graham is like more of a comedian too, so I'm kind of alone on the music side. And our sound guy is a music guy, but he wasn't here. So a lot of music acts, like first of all, I also have to hear them play. So since we're so new, it's like I have to hear people play and like know what makes sense. Yeah. And I also don't want anyone to feel shitty, you know, be like, oh, you're in the beginning, so that means you're not good, you know. Like I want it to be sprinkled around.
Yeah, like the top of the
Yeah, I want it to be sprinkled around like something that's like powerful. I don't want it to be just at the end. I want it to be like in the beginning, in the middle, and the end, and like I want it to be spread out really evenly. And I don't care where I am in that. But yeah, this show, unfortunately, there was less musicians due to like COVID and just like small coughs and stuff, or like compromised people, but or just distance. It's way too far for them, and or short notice. That's another thing. There's a lot of excuses that can be.
Yeah, there was like about a week where everything started. The conversation really picked up.
Yeah,
in terms of just like online.
It was pointed out a month before, but I assumed that people that didn't respond to that weren't interested, and they were. They just, I guess, expected like a direct text. So how I gather the people is going to be constantly like changed and like learned from. How I do the lineup is going to be
it's all a process.
Adapted. And because I felt the hardship too. I couldn't even go on stage as a host and be like, can you go on stage? Like I couldn't even do that because I was like, I don't even know if I can be normal Adam for like at least 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, I was good. You're like music mode, just like.
Well, no, congrats, man, on the show, the first show.
Thanks, bro.
It was pretty fun, pretty lit. Regardless, y'all threw something Really fun, really cool. Put it all together. You got a nice team. I'm excited to maybe do some stand up in the next show. Like I definitely want to experiment. So we'll be in touch in terms of like the next time it'll happen. But thanks for coming on, man. Let's get some fucking
do we shake
food,
hands,
baby.
Do we make out? Like, do we fist bump?
Nah, that was pre-COVID where
How
I
about
would
we
make
tap
out
phones?
with I would make out with.
Well,
the
now where our
guests.
mouth goes, like just
Ready?
Bang.
Peace, y'all.
Damn, baby.